I'm here, I promise. So it is Monday, and Maker Mornings with Meg is here at a different time today. So thank you guys to whoever was able to tune in a little bit later in the day. But today's card, I'm feeling distinctly undapper. I came home from my substitute teaching and changed into a sweatshirt. But today's card is very, very dapper. In contrast to me, we're going to use the Handsomely Suited stamp set because it is going away. Today is its very last day, and I want to make sure that you don't miss the chance to get this. The other thing that we're going to use is the suit and tie dies. I want to knock them off here, but there are a zillion fun pieces to this and some really great ways to use these, including the one I'm going to show you today. So this is a very fancy card, and it combines perfectly with the Simply Elegant paper. So if there's somebody in your life who just has a knack for always looking super fancy and fabulous, the papers in this package are a great combination. There's another one that we're using today, and this paper is also going away because tomorrow we will have a new book and a chance to see all of the fun things in there. And so yeah, last chance to get these things is today. Okay, you guys ready to get stamping? Let's get our card going. So we're starting off with a half sheet of, we're starting off with a half sheet of Smoky Slate cardstock, which is one of my favorite light gray colors. It's just a really pretty light shade. It is a great way to, there we go. A great way to have just a light neutral that's not really gray. I mean, it is gray. It's not a dark gray. It's not white. It's just a little bit subtle. And then I picked this fun paper here from the Simply Elegant set. And the Simply Elegant papers are all foiled on one side, and then they have coordinating patterns on the back. So here's what that foil looks like. There's some florals. There's some other shapes. There's some stuff that is not, super, it's pretty neutral-ish as far as gender stuff goes. And I love this. It reminded me of like an Art Deco kind of vest that you would wear with to a fancy occasion. So I decided that we were going to go ahead and make it into our vest. So here are the dies that we have to work with. Lots of great choices in here. And hey, Kelly and Tanya and Cindy and everybody else who logged on who I can't see right now. So we're going to go ahead and do this. I want this to be like a vest though. So you can picture what this would look like. This makes the fancy lapels on a suit coat. You could do it out of cardstock. You could do pinstripe. You could do checkers, all kinds of fun things. There's a tie here that matches the ties from the set, and then 2 bow tie dies here that also match. And then lots of great World's Greatest Dad, Happy Father's Day, and so forth. Happy birthday, but anyone can be looking dapper. These little pieces here are for suspenders. There are even some buttons, some shirt collars, a little pocket here. This is a little, I don't know, I suppose it's the stitch line for like a, what's that kind of pocket called that's like inset? It sits behind. Anyway, and then this die, which actually when I used it just now, or when I was making my sample card, anyway, I made a little mistake. I'll tell you about it when I get there. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and layer this on here, but I wanted to kind of ease the transition, I suppose it goes this way, between the darker gray and the lighter gray. So we're gonna do that trick where we bring in just a hair bit bigger of the cardstock. And you see how that really kind of ties those two things together. Instead of this just sort of sitting on there and feeling like an abrupt transition, adding that extra little bit there around the edge just, kind of just changes it from patterned to non-patterned, and then it can go from gray to gray, just like stepwise moving along, okay? So it makes things a little happier. Now, if you're wondering about the cutting size for this piece here, this layer, is 3 3/4 inches wide by 5 inches tall. And then this is just 1/8 of an inch bigger. So 3 7/8 inch wide by 5 1/8 inch tall. Okay, so this is 5 tall, this is 5 1/8. So you're just a little teeny bit late. Okay, let's see. I am going to go ahead and turn this into a vest now. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this part here on and use our die cutting machine. Let's see, grab this here. I'm gonna do a little bit of our die cutting because I want to kind of show you, well, first of all, I want to show you the mistake that I made in a little bit so that you don't have the same problem. And so I'm gonna go ahead and pop this on here, and then we want to cut ourselves a bow tie. So let's do the narrow bow tie. And does it fit in here? It does. Okay, so I can cut that from my scrap at the same time that I cut my vest. All right, so pop this on here and run this through. Just like the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines, I often stagger my plates so that I have the pieces that just easier to get those plates through. So I have my vest and we have our bow tie. And then I'm gonna show you this because I actually didn't realize that it was gonna cut. So I had my paper all cut and ready to go, and I put it through, and it just cut my background. So you don't cut your background, you cut another piece of design or another piece of cardstock. So I'm gonna pop this on here, and you're gonna see when we start to put our shirt together, how much detail this adds that really makes a fabulous difference in the overall look of our card. So, all right, so we're gonna add this here. It's the placket for the front. Is that what that's called? The placket for the front of the shirt? Anyway, all right, so coming back to our card here, let's go ahead and fold our smoky slate in half. Oh, Tanya says she just got the stamp set and dies. Yes. So they're actually both half price. So you can get both the stamps and the dies for less, quite a bit less than the cost of just the dies were when they were new. So if you're thinking that this is a set that you might like to have, don't miss it because today is its final day. All right, so let's go ahead and start to build our shirt. Did I get that? This is the right side. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pop our vest on. So we have this here. Okay, and we'll get our shirt line up in the middle there. All right, and then we have our bow tie to pop here at the top. And also included in this fun little die set are these sweet little buttons. So I cut them at first from a piece of basic gray to match, and I just felt like they totally disappeared on the card. They don't really even show on there. So instead, let's bring in our smoky slate again, because it's always great to repeat a color. And we'll put our smoky slate buttons on here too. Okay, guys, see how this is coming together? It is pretty darn sweet, isn't it? I'm kind of a fan. All right, so let's go ahead and take this off and then glue. Multi-purpose liquid glue, you guys know, is my fave for putting together like this. And I did put the link in the video description. So if there are things here that you're thinking you might need, make sure you, like I said, shop for them today. Designer series paper and so forth are going. Now, because that is multi-purpose liquid glue, it gives me a chance to move it if I need to. It looks pretty good. And then let's go ahead and pop our cute bow tie on a Stampin' Dimensional and pop this here. And we'll get our buttons kind of out of the way here. And I'm going to use my glue again to add our glue here. So we know that the multi-purpose liquid glue grabs really, really well, but it doesn't grab instantly. So it just takes a second for it to grab on. Oh, our buttons are not quite out of the way. And I'm gonna tuck this in under the edges. So the nice thing is that you can shift just a teeny bit. So if you sometimes feel like you put your card layers down, they're just a little crooked, think about multi-purpose liquid glue because it will help you with that. And then we're going to go ahead and add our 3 buttons kind of spaced out here. We'll just eye it. And then I could pick these up with my fingernails, but honestly, it's much easier to just use my take your pick tool and that putty tip that's on there and go ahead and move them that way. So that way they're facing right side up and they're placed. And then sometimes I'll use my other end, the little pointy tool, to nudge them just a little bit. There we go. And like I said, multi-purpose glue gives you the chance to nudge because it's not gonna grab super instantly. Now this little bit at the top, in case you're wondering, why I did that. I didn't want the button thing to show here. We don't want anything to show under our vest, right? So I just made it go up to the top and clip that off. All right, so let's go ahead and glue this down, and then we have a little bit more decoration and a greeting to put on the front of our card, and a do you guys see that? No, you didn't see that. Oh, Kelly says she recently got this as one of the first bundles she ever got from Stampin' Up. How fun is that, right? This is a great Stampin' die set. Just one, you might not use it all the time, but when you pull it out, it's because it's the perfect thing. You just really can't go wrong on it. So, all right. So then this is the sweet little pocket die. And so I want to use this one here. Like we added this long strip here for the shirt. We're going to, Kim says, yes, it's a placket. So like we added this strip here for our shirt placket, we are going to add this little stitch detail here for our pocket. And that I cut from another scrap of the designer series paper. So I've already got that cut. And we're gonna put this here. Now, it gets a little bit lost. So we're gonna add a Stampin' Dimensional to it so that it pops up. We don't want it to stand out too much. But we also don't want it to totally disappear. So the other part of this card that we're still missing is our greeting. So I'm gonna bring back in we're gonna do this as a birthday card. Our happy birthday to you from Handsomely Suited, which of course matches and has the ties that match the bow ties and all the things. But let's go ahead and stamp in basic gray to match our shirt. And I'm gonna go ahead and pop this kind of down here along the bottom. It's a little crooked, so maybe I'll stamp it again because it's really scrap paper and that makes it easier. Now, I will tell you, I wanted to use one of my other favorite retiring products, and that is the tailored tag punch because it really is a great fit for this card. The theme and the shape and so forth are a good fit, but size-wise, I just could not make it work. So instead, we're gonna go ahead and use a little strip of paper. So let me pull this in. I love to use my trimmer, especially when I have small things. It really lets you get in really nice and straight and hold on to the cardstock really well so you don't have to worry about things shifting. And then I want to trim down the top of our greeting here so that it is straight. So the way I'm doing that is, just in case I didn't stamp it exactly straight, I'm lining up this bottom edge here with the ruler lines, and I'll get it where I want it. And then with this trimmer, all you have to do is lock this down. You just lay it down, and then you can run the blade right across, and it'll hold that paper in place for you so that you can do your trimming. And that then fits nicely on this pocket here. So now we have our cute pocket with our cute stitching, and it shows up a little bit better because we're adding our greeting to it. So let's go ahead and pop this on. I'm gonna move it a little further over than I might otherwise because I want it to fit our greeting correctly. So let's pull, so I'll just put some glue on here. There we go. And then it'll give us a little time to kind of nudge our birthday greeting over the edge. Yeah, I kind of like it inside the edge here. So I'm gonna go just below the stitch line there and just sort of tap that in place. Okay, there we go. Get it super straight, except if I nudge it. Oh my gosh, okay, don't touch it, Meg. All right, so then we want to decorate the inside of our card. Now, this paper is gorgeous. There are lots of fun patterns, and so I decided I was gonna go ahead and use a nice piece of it on the inside because why not, right? I'm gonna decorate the inside of our card too. I'm gonna wait and not touch that until it's dry. So let's pull in a piece of basic white that's gonna go on top there for our greeting inside. And I just thought that it needed a little decoration from our stamp set to kind of coordinate. So I'm gonna pull in this bow tie stamp and stamp a bow tie kind of down here at the bottom. So let's go ahead and add some adhesive to the back and pop this on here. So again, we're gonna just give that a second to dry, take my chances, put some adhesive on the back. With this glue, if you can see it, it is enough. You don't have to glob it on there or anything. It's not your not your father's Elmers, so, or your mother's Elmers, or your Elmers, or whoever. Different than the stuff we had when we were kids. It's great. Okay, so then there is the center of our very dapper birthday card. So if there are some people in your life who you think might appreciate a good dapper card of some kind, of course you can use this for weddings, you can use it for fancy occasions, prom is coming up, for lots of places, all kinds of good things. Oh, Cindy pointed out a good thing. The placket also makes a really cute suspender. So if you want to have the little dotted suspenders here, you know, if you're doing a suspender card, then you can have the little suspender clips and so forth there too. So lots of good possibilities. This is actually the element for the top of the tie that goes on here. So you can have like a die cut, nice little double Windsor knot for your tie. There's a collar here, which goes along with the tie. It just fits beautifully over the top, just like that. And then you could have your button, your piece, your double Windsor hanging over the top. Just all kinds of fun, great card possibilities. So, or if you know someone who wears a tux a lot, maybe they're like a conductor in a fabulous symphonic band, you know, all kinds of fancy reasons to dress up. So that sounds all kind of specific, I guess, but you know who you are, right? So there are our very dapper birthday cards, good for all kinds of these dapper occasions, and last chance to get it is today. So tomorrow is, yes, if you're the conductor for a fancy orchestra or a fancy concert symphonic band, so. All right, so anyway, today is the last day to get these things. Don't miss out on them because tomorrow is the first day of our new catalog. So you can see all my Post-it notes. So these are the page numbers for all of the cards that I have to show you for tomorrow's new catalog release, which will be at 7 p.m. Central Time here on the Loven Stamps Facebook page. If you're watching later on YouTube, then you can snap over there and watch it on Facebook, or I'll post again on YouTube like I always do. But that catalog tour and the samples, I have a zillion, I don't know, there's at least 25 or 30 cards in that basket. And then I'm going to stamp a couple samples for you too to kind of show off some new colors and fun new things. So I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow evening. I know we're just all about the other times. And then I'll be back on our usual Maker Mornings with Meg time on Wednesday morning at 9:30 Central Time. So back to the usual, right? All right. Gian says she can't wait to see the cards from the catalog. Kelly says she wants to make another card with this set. That's good. That's the idea, right? Kim says birthday, graduation. Oh, you could make your shirt and your jacket and stuff and do school colors. It's graduation time. All kinds of good. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys like this idea. So some kind of fun ones. And I wish you guys all the best for the rest of your Monday. Make sure you look through that last chance list one more time. And I'll be back tomorrow evening with the catalog kickoff. Ordering for the new catalog begins at I think 3 a.m. Mountain Time or something like that. So in about 14, in less than 14 hours, I think that is. So you can kind of get excited about that, be working on your wish list. And if you, sorry guys, I'm back. If you are really excited about the new in colors, don't miss the chance to add these to a demonstrator starter kit. So they actually will be included in the demonstrator starter kit from May 3rd. So beginning at like 3 a.m. Mountain Time tonight, from May 3rd until May 31st, you get all of these. You get assorted cardstock, and you get I think the where did I put my notes? You get some in-color designer series paper too, so don't miss out on those. More information about that on my website at LovenStamps. All right, guys, have a fabulous afternoon. Thanks for catching me at a different time, and I will see you tomorrow at another different time. Happy stamping.